and you break off the end. You break off the end where the feathers are. Oh, she hit me. And you slide it out the other way. Oh, and you weave it. Okay, so you're able to weave energy, like strands of energy, like the show, Wheel of Time. They have like abilities to pull weaves out of the air, particles of light that float through the air. It's called the one power, but there's different elements to it and stuff like that. You can do all kinds of different stuff with it, but you could heal with this. I see it like stitching itself back together. And as you do that, though, you also put this stuff on it for pain, and it's gone. And in turn, wow, in turn, these animals would protect you always. You're 16 now. All of the animals of this place, of anywhere, would protect you. It's like even if you traveled, which you didn't until you got older, even if you traveled, anywhere you went, the animals like knew you because they would talk to each other, like they sent out, like birds would speak out and cause and stuff and tell everybody, like as you walked the path, the animals that didn't migrate, they told the other animals that were in the path going forward. You had a horse that was like your freaking soulmate, pretty much. Wisdoms were not allowed to marry or date or anything like that. That you were married to the service of life. You could not separate that to one single relationship, nor did you ever want to. It was so fulfilling, the life that you had doing what you were doing. Why would you need anything other than that? It's unconditional love. And you get it out of everything, even the freaking ground that you walk on, the plants that you step on accident. Like, it's so much love. It's unconditional. It's just ever flowing. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. Even in the air, you got it out of the air. Like the weaves that you weaved loved you. And you felt it with everything in your body, everything in your soul. You knew it. You felt it in every breath you took. I'm asking if everyone was like this, and they're saying no. Not every wisdom was like this. You were different. This was a strictly you thing. It's because of the age that you were, and because this was your purpose to be born this way, to show people a different way of being, to stop killing animals, humans, whatever, to stop the killing of plants even, and to show them you just have to ask. Like, show them respect because they're alive. They have consciousness just like you. Even the rock you sit on has consciousness. You're telling people this stuff and they laugh at you. But there is a girl that listens. Oh God, okay. The girl, your apprentice. You didn't mean to make her your apprentice because you didn't necessarily know that maybe you guys lived a lot longer. I think you lived a lot longer than normal, like a couple 100 years or something. I don't know why you didn't want an apprentice. Why did you not want an apprentice? You were a loner. Like, you just loved your horse and your animals. You were like freaking Snow White up in this bitch, but way, way deeper. Very much so, gentleness, yes. But she sometimes often didn't like humans because they were so cruel. Like, in the town, it was a little bit crueler, you know what I mean? Like, it was, people killed, they killed animals without asking to take their life in order to feed them and stuff. She didn't believe in that. Like, the animals would lay down to die for her if she needed to eat. Like a rabbit, she could ask the rabbit, say, hey, I need sustenance in order to live. And the rabbits and the animals and the deer all loved her so much, and they knew how important she was for their livelihood and what she was trying to she was their voice. And so they would lay down their life for her to have sustenance, for her to eat, for her to keep going. They would. That's amazing. That's freaking insane, actually. What, my hand wasn't good? My nails aren't good enough for you? My cards have to do? Don't knock them down, Patsy. So, sure, why not? Whack me in the face with your tail. Sure. God, this girl that followed you around like a lost puppy dog. Her dad was a drunk. He was a brute. He once was a hunter, but I think that he got to be too drunk. He couldn't even do that anymore. But there was like no money and stuff back then. Like there was no money. It was just trade. And like when people got older, they got sick or something like that, the whole place took care of them. Like they took care of their own. Like they didn't let anybody starve because they didn't have something to give. So every day that girl would run out instead of doing her chores, she was supposed to be like, she was like washing like cups and stuff or something. Maybe she worked in like a restaurant or a tavern or like the place where people cook and stuff. Or they go to party afterwards, or they go to like get away after work all day or something. And she had to like, she was like a waitress type thing. Like a waitress or like a busser almost. You know what I mean? Hmm. And she would hurry up and get her stuff done so she could run over there and follow you around. And you eventually got used to her and decided she was dedicated enough to not teach her. Anyone that wants to love nature as you do and dedicate themselves and get scolded by their father was eventually worthy of it for you. You thought that you'd never have anybody that would be worthy of it. Like you were just the only one that saw the world that way. Oh, it feels so good to take a full deep breath. It just feels like so much home here. So the girl's like 8 years old at this time, I think. Then you start noticing that she comes back with more and more bruises on her face. And when you ask her, she tries to cover it up. You know, when you ask her, she's like, don't worry about it. I just, it's fine. I was just drunk. Oh, you were gentle, but you could fight. You could fight when it came to it. I guess you had to learn that because you had to protect the wisdom, the knowledge. There's something that you had to protect, a book or something, or a library or something like this. It wasn't fancy. It was an old stone cave room. I see the cave. You go inside the cave. Your workroom or whatever, your herbalist room or whatever, where the people come, the patients come, is up against this hill-ish thing, or like this half a mountain, not even a mountain. It's like a hill. So here's your workshop, and then rock is. So one wall of your workshop is rock. It's part of the hill, and then you built your workshop on the outside of that. And only certain frequencies could get past this archway inside the cave. Like people could go in the cave. There was this place of water inside the cave, like some type of water. But to get past the water, there's a tunnel, To get to the archway through the archway after the water, you had to have some type of frequency. Or, it didn't even, okay, the archway wasn't even visible to anybody. It just looked like a cave with water in it. The archway would not even show itself unless if you had this frequency. But I see the archway because I have the frequency, you have the frequency, or I'm seeing through your eyes, whatever. I'm seeing the tunnel, so I mean, but to them, it's just solid rock. There's no freaking ram your head into it all day, you can't get through. So it's made that way. Or the earth creates it that way to protect itself. Wow, this was not even man-made or magically made. The literal earth herself is capable of, bro, the earth could change fucking, dude, that's crazy. She could move, if she wanted to move the river to the left 10 feet, move the river to the left 10 feet. Like that. Just, doop, just move the fucking river. She could freaking create mounds if she wanted to. She could create a whole fucking mountain in 0.2 seconds if she wanted to. She could just like freaking change the form of the earth itself, like of her physical. It's like she's showing me it's her skin. She could create a bump coming up if she wanted to. So the wisdoms being there, choosing that cave, or not even choosing, being called to the cave. The earth created this cave, this sacred cave, for the beings, the humans that were born to work with this knowledge, to work with her, to respect the earth, to respect and use it as like, you know what I'm saying, what you do. So this had been there for who knows how long, this cave with this magical doorway. And it wasn't created by magic that you had. It was created by what do you mean, Gaia? The earth. I mean, I don't know if that's what she was called back then. She wasn't called that back then. Yeah, the earth. She brought up this mound and put that sacred water in there and then created the archway. When the first wisdom was born, she says. She knew of it coming. She knew everything that was coming. She knew every child that was born. She knew everything that was born. And what they would be, or what she thought that they would be. It's like she was connected to source energy. She knew the contracts and everything. She knew what every being was supposed to be and what they could turn into and what they couldn't, their possibilities. And she had waited a long time for Cindi to be born. Now this other girl was powerful, but she didn't have the chance like you did to be fully open and free. But her strive and love for it was just as strong as yours when you were 5. Her dad wouldn't even let her go, but she kept running out to come, even if it was just 10 minutes to learn from you. She was there. She was your little shadow. She got away for a lot more than 10 minutes, but I'm just saying when she was younger. So her dad was beating her, you know, and you would get more angry and more angry, and the earth says, no, don't. But again, you knew how to fight. You had this magical, like, staff thing that had, like, this blade on the end of it, and it could not only cut, but it could shoot shit out of it, like shoot energy beams out of it. And the earth would always power it for you. Like, you didn't have to worry about anything. Like, even if you couldn't do your magic, the earth would surge through it, and you could shoot shit out of it. Like, people didn't fuck with you for a reason, but you never used it. Your entire life, you had never used that because you didn't believe in harmony. You believed that if the violence was going to stop, everyone had to stop doing it. And that you would only do it to protect that temple, that library inside the archway. Because inside the archway was like the Earth's Akashic records. Not only was it about the wisdoms that were there, but it was about the sovereignty of the earth herself, like of her own feelings, her own growth, her own growing pains, and how she moved to the different parts. Every time she moved a different part of herself, like changed a mountain or changed a river or something, it like magically like glowed in there, and then it's in there. This, it's not books, it's not scrolls, it's not written down, it's not in language. You walk into this freaking archway and you just know it all instantly. Every update, you could be standing in there and then she could change a mountain freaking billions of miles away from you and you would know it. You would know the upgrade. Wow. That's fucking cool, dude. That's really nice. If it was just in the air, like I don't, you had to have the frequency to get in there though. So the frequency was the key. The lock was the archway not being able to go through it. You're much older now. Like 20 something, 23. You were still the youngest wisdom ever to live. Ever. You were always the youngest wisdom to ever live. You became full blown wisdom when you were like 11 years old. Most people weren't a wisdom until they were like 35 or some shit like that. And mind you, that's young because you live until like you're 200 years old or some shit like that. Like if you didn't die as soon as we did. This is a past life reading. We're not answering questions. So at 11 years old, that's like 5 years old for people that live to 200 years old. So at 25, how old is the girl? 12? She had been with you every day of her life at this point for hours on end. But that would be too drunk by the evening times to even try to figure out where she was at. But when she came back in the morning or something like that, he would beat her right before work, right before she had to go to the ale house or whatever it was. But she said it was worth it. She was so strong. Oh my gosh, she was so strong. That little girl. She did not give two flying fucks. She said, like you said, why don't you just, it'll be okay. Wait until, he's going to die soon. You knew that. You knew that he was going to die soon because his liver was fucking falling apart. And you knew that. You could smell it inside of him. You could smell the injuries inside of people, and you had to live with the fact that you couldn't tell people how they were going to die or when they were going to die because the earth obeyed it. The earth obeyed it. She didn't want you telling everybody when they were going to die. But you could smell that he was going to die, so you told her in confidence, just wait until he goes. It's not going to be long. And she's like, no, I'm not wasting a minute. She was very, very strong. Not the smartest sometimes, but beyond strong. And, one day he didn't get fully drunk. You were out in the forest. She was at work. You were out in the forest gathering stuff. I think you were about to go on a trip. You were about to go on a trip, like a pilgrimage, and he knew it, and he knew that his daughter was going to go with you. And he came to find you in the woods. Now, you knew this was going to happen, and there wasn't anything you could do about it. You didn't know it was going to happen before you walked out there, but you knew it was going to happen when you were out there. And there was nothing you could do. You were too far away. You didn't have your horse. You were like practicing walking a lot because you knew you were going to have to walk a lot on this pilgrimage when you left. You knew it was going to happen though. You didn't have your staff or anything with you. I don't know why you didn't. I think you thought that you knew you might kill him and you wanted to protect yourself from that fate because it was against your belief system. against what you wanted to do, especially for the girl, even though he was a freaking piece of shit. But he came after you. And he hit you. And he beat you down on the ground. And tried to MOLS, you know what I'm saying? Like, grape you. Violently. As this was happening, like you're grabbing your hands into the earth like this to hold on to her. And a vine comes down a tree, slithers across the earth, and grabs him around the ankles, and he yanks him off of you. And then as that one's yanking it off, another one comes down from a tree next to you, like next to your torso, and goes right around his neck and goes and snaps his fucking neck. Just snaps his fucking neck right off, like. You didn't do it. The earth herself did it. You literally, now you have the ability to do that. Like you have the ability to, the power to make anything move. Like because you have this magical ability, right? You can make air, water, earth, anything move, but you didn't do it. You were going to take it as, you know, something that you could handle. So that way the daughter didn't have to deal with that or whatever. I don't know. Or you didn't have to live with that pretty much. Now, there was the owner of the keep, of the place where the girl worked, the bar or whatever. She was a woman. She was a widowed woman. And she loved that little girl. And that little girl told her everything about her sessions with you. She told her everything she knew about the father being her. This woman was like her mother, but her mother was dead. She didn't have a mother. But this woman was like a mother to her. And she kind of helped keep him drunk. So he would leave her alone, like so she could get out. Like she would feed him more and more than he even paid for because, like, then he was owed because she would want the girl to get out because no matter how much she got beat, that was nothing compared to what being with you and learning with you gave to her. Like it was so healing to her. Like it gave her times 10 what he took from her when he beat her. When this happens, I think the lady that owned the keep, I think she had some magic in her too. Like she knew, because I feel her hearing the crack. She felt the crack and she knew and she felt fear. And so as she's fearing this fear, she told the girl, okay, it's time. It's time for you to go pack up your bag, go upstairs. The girl lived there basically. She let her live there upstairs in the attic or whatever because the dad would try to freaking grape her. Wow, his own fucking blood daughter. So she would hide her out up in the cabin, and then when he would go home to find her, he couldn't find her, and he'd just pass out because he was so fucking drunk. Wow, bro. So she told her to go upstairs, get your bag. Y'all are gonna have to leave fast. So the little girl just knew. She was a little wisdom. She just knew. So she got her bag and she ran out of the thing. And you were already back at the temple, the cave, and locking everything down, and getting your horse, and getting the girl's horse because you got the girl a horse too, so y'all could ride together and stuff. Way before this, you already had the girl a horse. Like you just didn't tell her dad though. And you didn't ever buy a horse. You went out into the freaking wild. They were wild, but they weren't like in wild herds. They were majestic, and we would be by themselves, or they would not be by themselves. They weren't like wild Mustangs, like in a pack like that. And the way that you believed is that the horse found you just as much as you found the horse. It was a mutual thing. You know what I mean? Like you guys were in a partnership. It was like your soulmate. It was a piece of you. Like it was your familiar, but times 10. Like it was a part of your soul, incarnate, in animal form. Hers was a fox. but she had a horse though too. Like you could mix with things. She had a fox. She had a little orange fox that followed her everywhere. Interesting. They were called daemons. Demons? They were called demons. They were called fucking demons. Not like a demon, like an evil demon. They were called daemons or demons. The animal part of yourself, that part of your soul. They were called demons. It's like an aspect of yourself, but in an animal form, and it was literally incarnated. And it wasn't just like an imagination or it was called a daemon or a demon, and it was part of you. And only certain people ever cared to figure this shit the fuck out. But all the wisdoms did, and all the people that had good channel did. And so you had the horse, right? She had a fox, though. So you're saddling up the horses, getting everything ready. You already got the bags packed and everything on the horses and stuff like that. And her little fox thing is like running, like excitedly ready to go. And you guys take off. Oh, okay. So, maybe there is some type of form of money. Okay. So there is money in this place, but it's not used in the towns themselves. It's used for travel outside of the town that you're raised in or the place that you're raised in. So there's no money used for the town. But if you ever traveled somewhere, you had to get this money. Thank you, Fanny, for the heart. So this innkeeper woman, because people traveled through the town, they gave her money when they wanted to eat or drink, right? So when they would come to the inn, so she had money that couldn't be used because it was not useful in her town. Like she didn't really need it. The ale and stuff was grown inside the town, like inside, like there. She didn't really need money. The food was all grown. Everything was there. Everything was supplied to her from the town or from the place. She gave the girl money and you guys left. And that's what got you fed through all the other towns that you traveled through this pilgrimage. You were considered exiled for killing a man. In the town, they sent out letters and stuff like that to watch out for this wisdom that had murdered a man in cold blood, because he was, raping you or whatever. And the tree did it. It's not even like you did. I mean, the vines did or whatever, but your abilities made it look like you did because the vine was still wrapped around his neck. I'm doing a past life reading right now, honey. You have to wait. I'm channeling a past life reading right now. So the whole town is enraged and they're going to your tavern, they're going to your cave and they're like trying to like beat it down and they can't. Obviously the earth is in control of the formation. The earth can change the molecular structure of any gas, solid gas or liquid. She can make that bitch as hard as steel if she wants to. So as they're trying to beat down the cave to get inside the cave to disrupt your this whatever's hidden in the library or whatever, they're like fucking breaking bro, these motherfuckers got this big ass hammer thing, right? And they're like fucking hitting the wall of the cave. And the first time they fucking hit that motherfucker, it fucking shakes and breaks every fucking, dude, it shatters their entire arm off. It shatters the whole fucking arm. It goes, and the arm is just like jello, bro. I mean, it's not even a broken bone. There is no more bone inside. Ew. It's like a freaking caterpillar when it goes inside the cocoon and it mixes itself into goo up the fucking arm. The whole arm is nothing. That's fucking disgusting. Not a motherfucker hit that bitch again. They hit it one time and that was it. I don't blame them. That's fucking crazy. So yeah, they never fucked around with that shit ever again. But they were out for blood, for the wisdom, because the wisdom can't kill a fucking man, even though he's a piece of shit and is fucking an alcoholic and is raping his own freaking daughter and shit, you know what I mean? What's interesting though is that you guys travel the world, okay? You travel the world and you get paid more coin by people that you heal, okay? And you pick up more girls that want to learn, more girls that are willing to leave their town and to go on this pilgrimage with you. And you knew the girls that were meant to go with you. Like they would come to you for one, but you would like send out this call, this vibrational call or whatever, and they could hear, their souls would be like, let's go. Or the demon or the daemon or whatever would also be like, let's go, let's go. They all had daemons. That's how you knew. They all had, all the girls had daemons. There was no male wisdoms. There was only females. And so town to town to town, you ended up with like a group of like 15 girls. And then instead of going back to the sacred thing, oh, this is so cool. Wow. So the earth spirit follows you everywhere you go, right? She's with you the whole time, right? You end up going to the most magical place on the planet. Like that was your goal. You were going to go there to begin with. It was like the most powerful place the earth sent you there. She told you which way to go. Like, you're coming to the heart of me. Like the heart of Te Fiti in Moana is what I just saw. Like the heart of Te Fiti. You know, the island, and it has like the heart, and then the Maui tries to steal it, and it fucking turns into a lava monster because she's missing her heart. It's like that. It's like the heart of the earth. Okay? And so you're going to this place. It takes years to get there. I mean, like literally years to get there. But by the time you get there, that girl is now like 25 years old. You're getting older. You're at least like 100 or something like that. No, you're not 100, but you're getting up there. And this place is fucking beautiful, bro. Oh my God. It's this huge steep mountain, and there's this beautiful waterfall falling down. It's so long. The waterfall is so fucking high, dude. Like, it's super high, and it's just like super pretty. And okay, beyond the waterfall, like here's the waterfall, and here's like the top of the mountain where the waterfall comes out. There's some trees that come up to a point. But on the back side of that is a beautiful river. And if you follow the river, okay, so you cross the river, which was like nearly impossible. No one had ever been to the other side of the river before. That's why you went to the other side of the river, because no one could go there, because it was not possible. Okay? And so, but no, not with your magic, the earth just did it. She created a bridge for you. You guys got over with your horses. It was a wide bridge. Got over everything. Everybody got over with their horses and shit. Got to the other side, and it went do-do-do-do-do-do, and it fell back. Like, it dissolved backwards. The river did. I mean, not the river, the thing you walk across the bridge went, and then went back into the earth, be back absorbed into the earth. And so you guys were on this side where nobody had ever gone. I don't know why nobody could build a bridge, but it was just not possible. I don't know why. Maybe the earth never let anybody go over on that side because it was a sacred place only saved for you and for your group of women that you brought with you, girls. There were some young as like 6 years old at this point. Between 6 and freaking like 30 or something like that, you had women with you. And so you just built your place. You built your sanctuary over there. Wow, the earth built temples for you. She carved beautiful, huge, like rock carvings out of the side of the mountain of like of you. Wow, you were the beginning of all this. Holy shit. You were the beginning of your culture, of your names, of like everyone, nobody even knew the wisdom that came before you or even knew what that was. They just thought you were the first one ever. You were the only one written down in history. Like, you were the only wisdom that was ever documented to the rest of the population. Because you were the only one that went around and got all these other wisdoms. And like, you did the most stuff, the most magical stuff. Like, nobody else compared to you. So they thought that you were the first one, even though you weren't. So you created this community, like this beautiful sanctuary over here, and the earth really did the most. Like, she just was like, whoop, and here's this beautiful freaking, I don't even know how to describe this. It started out as one huge temple, and I see like Greek pillars almost, and this like, so here's the side of the mountain. So it's almost like, okay, so it's like the mountain's here, right? But then it's like got a huge like square cut out of it, and then this is where the river flows, and then the water falls this way. And so up this, so how it goes like this, the river's right here, and then here's ground, and then here's the rest of the side of the mountain, and then it goes down like that. So you were in this nook in here. And she literally made the temple for you because they would further worship you. Like, not worship you, but they would come to this temple to gain your knowledge. Any woman that had the right energy, the right frequency, the right heart, the right soul that you had, anybody that resonated with your exact blueprint of your soul and of you in that lifetime could step into this. And it was like an initiation. And if they could step into this, then she could gain all of the knowledge that you had. Just like the library that was at the other place, they could just go up to this temple and walk up to this big statue of you. And they had to like bite their finger and then like put their finger on the stone that was embedded into the pillar, or not into the pillar, into the, oh my God, just like I just said, the fucking heart of Tafiti of Moana. It looked like that. It was like a gem, but it was like unlike anything. I can't even describe it. It's no point describing it. It's embedded inside your statue, like the carving of you. There's multiple carvings of you. There's a carving of you holding your staff that's farther down away from the waterfall, like the furthest from away from the waterfall. And then there's a carving of you bending, like kind of bending over and touching the head of your horse, like you know what I'm saying? Like you have your hand underneath his jaw and you have your forehead to him. And it's only like his head and his neck that are showing in the carving. And then there's a next one of you and you're bent down and you have your hand out like this and you're holding this crystal is embedded in your hand. And the girls have to like bite their finger to where they're bleeding and they touch the stone. And then that shows, like, it does something. It like glows or it does some type of thing. And then it like opens itself. Whoa, okay, this thing is so huge. The hand is like bigger than the freaking girl's body. Like the crystal alone is like this big to the girl. Like fucking huge. And inside, so say you're bent down like this, right? So inside your rib cage, like where your torso, it goes and it opens up and the girl can step in the archway just like inside the cave from before. They step in and then they get all of the knowledge just instantly. As soon as they step in, they know everything. They know they have the full-blown connection to the earth. They can feel the earth all over the earth. Anywhere they want to feel, they can go across the whole other side of the earth and they could feel what's going on there, what the people are doing, if it's, you know, like if they're fighting, if they're not fighting, whatever. And this is a whole group of like, this is a whole new thing of beings that you created. Not you created because you didn't create the women, but you gathered them, you know what I mean? Like you called them to you. You had the single most important job of anyone in that whole entire time frame or whole entire dimension. I don't even know what to call it. Trenton, you already know better. What did I tell you? No, you know I'm not done. You can hear me in here talking, channeling. Then I'm not done. Trenton, yes, you did. Stop talking back. Stop arguing with me. Go. This was called Viridian. Oh my God. Okay, remember guys, at the beginning of this, the whole Viridian thing? It was named Viridian. This fucking place. Holy shit. Cindi, were you here when I channeled the past life and I found out that I was there before the earth had the corruption grid put on her? Before the false grid? And how it was my job, like I won the battles or the games or whatever to win, to come back to this lifetime right now and to change and bring that frequency back up. That's why I know what it's called so much. Viridian. That's what it was called. That was our sect. We were in that. We became warriors. You, the earth, and you knew that this dimension, like, okay, you were dead. You were way dead. You were beyond dead before I was ever born. But this is the same fucking place. The temple. This is the same place I channeled before. This is the same freaking place. But I was seeing it closer than what it really was. This is the same place that I freaking studied and learned all the magic and all that shit. That's the same place. Holy shit. You were the founder of this. You were the reason why we were able to do that. And you did that's why it was so important for you to do that. Because you knew that you had to create this safe space that nobody else could go to. Nobody could freaking corrupt. Nobody could come in and get the magic. Nobody could do anything. It was all for you to be able to, us to be able to get to where we could fight and learn and everything to be able to come back now. Wow. And when you died, like nobody was even sad that you died because you became part of the land. So that's probably how your soul recognizes me so much, because I was working with you because you were part of the land. Like you were absorbed, like your soul was absorbed into the earth kind of thing. Whoa. Okay, let's break that. Let's come out of that. Hold on. Wow, dude, that was fucking crazy. Coming back to this reality, this timeline. Leaving anything that has accumulated on me that is not on the highest good to be left behind where it was from. Only memory remains, or any gifts that were awakened while in there, they say. Or anything that is from my highest good. It's not